For years now, we've been telling you that Robert Downey Jr. is coming back to the MCU. RDJ to save the day for Kevin Feige? Well, folks, yes, that's what's happening. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pro Channel, where each and every day we are happy to have you with us. An attitude of gratitude for every person who tunes in. And yes, that includes you. We're looking at you. Spencer Baculi, we're also looking at you. And excited to have a conversation. Spencer, how are you?
Pro, I'm doing great. I'm doing well. I'm always happy to be here, especially when we're talking Marvel. We all know how much we love that topic.
You bet. And you know what? When you're running a site called Bounding into Comics, it's kind of part of the job. You better like
it's kind of our bread and butter. So yeah, I think I have a couple things to weigh in on it here.
That's right, folks. Now, as we get into this video, if you would not mind, take the time to click the like button. And folks, if you would be so kind, let me give you just a very brief spiel. If you are watching this video at the time of its release, noon Eastern time today, we are going to have the Pro Show live. And we have one of my all-time favorite guests joining us. It is Mark Kern. He goes by Grums.
Oh, yeah.
He is the team lead for the original World of Warcraft. Also worked on StarCraft. Also worked on Diablo. Amazing guy. He should be on the Mount Rushmore of greatest video game developers. He's going to be talking with us today about DEI and China and how they come together to damage the gaming industry tremendously. Don't miss it. It's one of the most anticipated conversations I've ever had. But Spencer,
be there. Yes, Pro.
I'm anticipating this one with you. So let's get into it right now. Robert Downey Jr. Folks, this is we're not going to play my video that I did a very long time ago, but I just want you to know that we've been covering this for a while now, that Robert Downey Jr. was likely to come back and that he may have reached an agreement, whether it is formal or informal, during the SAG-AFTRA strike. And you can see My Time to Shine Hello on there, which is a fairly regular Disney leaker, but it actually goes way, way back beyond that because, folks, this goes back to the Bob Chapek era. That park place from a long time ago.
2021.
24th, 2021. We were talking about Bob Chapek wanted Iron Man and Luke Skywalker, and he wanted them now. Now, Bob Chapek's not there anymore, but Luke Skywalker happened. Now, they screwed it up, but they brought in CGI Luke Skywalker after this. So they
screwed it up like twice.
Oh, yeah.
We had two chances at it. We screwed up both of them.
But after this article came out, CGI Luke Skywalker was there in all of his glory. Didn't last very long, but they did that. And I've been saying for so long that Robert Downey Jr., they want to have him in the MCU. Now, there's a massive, huge, gargantuan. It's like, I don't know. It's like going back to the Encyclopedia Britannica at this point, size article at Esquire. Folks, just watch this.
A Hulk-sized article, if you will.
It's Hulk-sized. This is, you know,
it's very long. It is very long.
Spend a week on this. Good grief. And we are.
Oh, we're there. Finally.
Oh my gosh. All right, winded. All right, here's what it says. It says, how about the Marvel Cinematic Universe? They waited until paragraph 157, apparently. But how about the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
All the way at the end.
Would he, Robert Downey Jr., ever return to it as an Academy Award winner? And RDJ says, happily. It's too integral a part of my DNA. That role chose me. And look, I always say, never, ever bet against Kevin Feige. It is a losing bet. He's the house. He will always win. Now, Spencer, Kevin Feige.
She-Hulk, like Black Panther. What are we doing? I'm not sure about that there, Robert.
he's being more magnanimous than he has to be. A little
very much
generous.
So.
But Kevin Feige has said that they're not going to ruin the moment of Iron Man sacrificing himself for the big snap. Now, Spencer,
Endgame, yep.
I'm hearing that that's not going to happen, that this is going to be a different Iron Man. Folks, you make of that what you will. But I have heard consistently that Robert Downey Jr. is coming back. He's not the only one. We have also reported that Jeremy Renner is likely under an agreement to return. Not all the Avengers, their actors, not all of them are coming back, is what we hear. This is rumor and speculation territory, but Spencer, tell me what you think about Robert Downey Jr. being excited, as he's 59 years old now, about the opportunity to come back and play Tony Stark once more.
So, yeah, 4 years now, if we're going to go back to 2021 when all of this started, we've had various instances over the past when did Endgame come out? 2019. So the last 5 years, people have always been asking Robert Downey Jr., do you have any intention of coming back? Are we ever going to see Iron Man again? And he's consistently said, never say never. I'm open to it. My door is always open. Kind of just, standard PR Hollywood celebrity talk. Now, as you mentioned, Pro, not only has Feige come out and said, we're not going to ruin that moment. We don't want to touch that character. But we've also had Stephen Broussard, who is the VP of studio development over there at Marvel, come out last February and say, yeah, RDJ, Iron Man, it's off the table. That's what makes Phase 4 and Phase 5 so hard. We have to use new characters instead of the ones we know. Take that for what you will. I'm not endorsing it. I'm just saying that's what he said, because we can all pick apart what he just said for months. We could have streams on it. Let's put it that way.
Sure.
So essentially, I think, RDJ is playing, the normal celebrity sort of role, always sort of hype your projects. You don't really always want to come out and talk massive trash on everything. And that's especially not RDJ's character. He's always been sort of a more positive face ever since his recovery and everything. When you bring up the fact that it's not going to be Tony Stark proper, it's going to be a multiversal version of Tony Stark, I am 100% certain that should this actually turn out to be true, that's the route they're going to go. And I think personally, guys, okay, I have no information. This is pure speculation coming from my end. I kind of think that all the rumors and all the speculation coming out about RDJ coming back, it's got to be true, because Disney is just desperate at this point, right? They need a win for the MCU. They haven't had one since Guardians, and that was barely a win. That got them like $5 and their parking validated back. Like, it was not the win they were hoping for. So at this point, what have they done? They've thrown out legacy characters. They've thrown in new actors. They've hired big budding actors who everybody wants to see, big budding directors, and none of it has panned out. So we know that Marvel and Disney aren't exactly led by the most creative people nowadays. So instead of going back to the drawing board or trying, to right the ship, what we've seen Disney and Marvel do this from time to time, throw out cameos, throw out, characters that you recognize, so you can go, oh yeah, I want to go see that movie because I want to see that cameo. That's half the reason Doctor Strange did as well as it did. So to that end, I really think with the absolute spiral the MCU is in right now, this is exactly what they're going to do. They're going to hit the big emergency button, cut RDJ a check for $2 billion and say, show up for 5 minutes so we can, get initial weekend ticket sales. This is all purely in the realm of speculation, but I tend to lean towards it happening, because that's just what Disney has done in the last few years.
The other thing, Spencer, is that, Hasbro, we've talked about what a bad position they're in. Hasbro,
oh, yeah.
It's gotten to the extent that Hasbro could go bankrupt in the next years, and they need Disney to deliver something that they can merchandise. They can't keep surviving on the Z tier, right? There's no Agatha action figures. They're going to just drive the kiddies mad for holiday season. So they need
absolutely
RDJ to come back. They need Iron Man toys to be popular again. They just have to have it. And so they're plenty happy about having Wolverine and Deadpool to play with. Yeah. But they need something that the kids are going to see too. And most kids, most 8-year-olds are not going to be going to a hard R rated Deadpool. Not trying to be a pirate there, folks. But Spencer, I want to show you what the media is doing, because they're trying to play cleanup on this. They're trying to play cleanup. And
of course they are.
Because, Spencer, Disney would love to have this big announcement and shock everybody and huge surprise, and try to block Nelson Peltz later this year from doing another proxy battle and all that. And
he'll be back.
The stock,
yep.
This is the kind of thing, though, that honestly would drive the stock. Like if RDJ is announced later this year that he's going to reprise, Iron Man for a movie or two, the stock will actually take an effect from that. That's how big RDJ is. So let's look and see how the media is handling trying to hide the ball. This is out of Men's Journal. Robert Downey Jr. doesn't hesitate on the idea of returning to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Chris Malone Mendez, the author here. So let's just run through some of these things. So it says, Feige, we're going to go to this paragraph here. Feige, for his part, has pretty much closed the door on Iron Man ever returning to the MCU. And it gives this quote. It says, we are going to keep that moment and not touch that moment again. Okay. It says, we all worked very hard for many years to get to that, and we would never want to magically undo it in any way. Okay. Like we said, that does not close the door.
Real quick there. Right, exactly. Like that right there, everyone, all of our viewers right now, that's the sort of word games the like media industry is playing. We're not going to touch that moment, which means that Tony Stark won't come back, but we'll touch another one from another universe, and oh look, it just happens to be RDJ again. Like that way they can have their cake and eat it too when it comes to PR. That's all I just wanted to throw in there.
Here's another one, Spencer. Asked a month later on Rob Lowe's Literally podcast if he's gotten any Marvel offers, Downey simply replied, not just yet. But Spencer, that's not true. Because in Rob Lowe's Literally podcast, that was not the question asked to RDJ.
Was not.
The question was, are you ready to announce any big Marvel news? And Downey said, not just yet. And when you change it to the real question he was asked, it flips the meaning on its head and gives away that RDJ might have been saying, there is something on the way, just not quite yet. Spencer, why does the media do this? What are they up to?
What they're up to is, you could see it in literally the next sentence there. You know, if they're able to shift this narrative to, oh, he could possibly come back instead of, you know, he's already got a project lined up, that allows them to speculate, oh, what does he come back for? Could he come back for a prequel movie, as Men's Journal was speculating there, which is the most insane thing I've read in a long time? Could he come back for a Disney Plus series? And that way it's a very subtle way of running defense for Disney and their output, in that it puts forth a lot of, what's the best way to put this? Like fluffy dreams, if you will, of, oh, here's all these potential things that could happen. And it lets us all, and it lets not us, but the Marvel stands, it lets them speculate and blow things out. And then that narrative starts running and you have some positive momentum, you know,
right. It's a will he, won't he.
Exactly. But then the second you tell the media, or the public rather, sorry, not the media, the second you tell the public, this is the project he's in, and it's probably going to be Secret Wars or something else, that news is not going to have the same impact, because so many more people are going to go, that's a desperation move. We can all clearly tell that's a desperation move. And yeah, that's what I think is happening here.
All right, so let's play this game then, Spencer. Let's say that Spencer Baculi is RDJ's agent going forward.
Oh, sunglasses around.
he's coming to you. He's asking, do you think I should return to Marvel? Is it in my best interest? What does Spencer say?
Let's hop into the multiverse for this one, because there are two Spencers here that have an equal say. There is the
this is like Schrodinger's cat, only more interesting.
It absolutely is. It all depends on how Iger is treating us on the day that RDJ comes to us. Because on one hand, I could go, or, you know, the good, nice agent in me wants to go, RDJ, no, do not go back to this, because it's not a bad career move per se, but you're not gaining anything out of this. You'll get money, but you know, it's not really a career benefit. The MCU is not what it is anymore. And there runs a very real risk that after you sign on, as we've seen with various productions out here, like, you know, Madame Web, even though it's not MCU, it's still a Marvel related production. They're giving actors scripts and then flipping it and going, that's your new project. Guess what? You're already signed on. Have fun with it. So there's a very good chance RDJ could get this really respectful script or whatever. And then at 0 hour, you get, oh, hey, by the way, your character is now only appearing for 5 minutes, and it's to sacrifice himself for Riri Williams and become Ironheart. Do you really want that like reputational hit? I don't think so. I think you can do better than that right now. Just continue. You know, you're in a good spot. Continue being positive about the MCU and the press. Nobody's really going to fault you for it. It's a good place for you to be. The other version, the other agent of me, who has no real love for Disney or Iger or the MCU anymore, goes, Robert, you accept that role and you milk them for absolutely everything they will pay you. because they will pay you all the money. It doesn't matter. Your career will not take a hit. No matter what happens, everybody will say, of course, RDJ, if they paid him a bunch of money, he'll show back up. And I couldn't fault you. If they want to pay you $4 billion, well, you take that $4 billion.
Spencer, you're going to draw it out of me. Folks, this goes into significant rumor territory. You believe this if you want to. Don't believe it if you don't want to.
Huge disclaimer, yes.
Slap the disclaimer on it. Spencer, I've heard that if RDJ returns, he's going to get final say on a script. He is not going to sign on and then be tricked by it, and he may even have input. So just throwing that out there, folks. Not saying that about anybody else other than RDJ, but he has the cachet that he's earned it.
And I could believe that because, like you just said, he's earned it. He is their prodigal son's not the right word, but he's like their founding father, essentially. Without him, there is no MCU.
That's right. And Spencer, I want to throw some accolades to you and thank you for the cachet that you have, because when thatparkplace.com was facing, headwinds, we'll call it, in the last couple of weeks.
Good term.
Without any request, without any ask of you, you were right there covering that on boundingintocomics.com. It says a tremendous amount of you, and you have my gratitude and the gratitude of this channel and the viewers. So, Spencer, thank you for being such a stand-up guy.
Hey, you are absolutely welcome. Aside from the fact that we are friends, from a professional standpoint, just everything that was leveled at you, it was disingenuous. It proved a real moment in sort of the amateur press, if you could call us that. I have no better real term for it. We're not the mainstream press, so I don't want to call us that. And, I wouldn't want to call us that. So, no, it was my absolute pleasure. We have to call attention. We have to, shine sunlight on all of these disingenuous tactics that people will try to use to silence criticism or deflect criticism. So no, as one professional to another, my professional courtesy. Yes. And yes, everybody, I did do it of my own volition. Nobody over at nobody here at WDW Pro, nobody at That Park Place asked me to do it. I saw the news, I wrote it up, and I shot it out there. So yeah, absolutely happy to do it. And here's to further success and hopefully less of that. And less of sides.
And Spencer, all we've got left now, the only thing I have to still convince you of is to drive a Tesla. That's it. If we get you in a Tesla, everything's good to go. All right, folks.
We're getting. We'll see, guys.
All right, folks. Help us share this out. Tell YouTube that this is the video to watch today. Like, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It's the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let this not be two talking heads on YouTube, but rather you join the conversation and turn it into a community dialogue. Folks, don't forget
the pro show later. Yeah,
that's right.
Yes,
and Spencer, I'm including you. What's coming up on Bounding Into Comics?
Well, Pro, we have things coming out all the time on Bounding Into Comics. I'm currently working on an article related to this news that'll probably be out by the time this video goes up. We've got movie reviews coming out every day, anime news coming out every day. There's just so much coming. Come on, stop on by. Come on down to Bounding Into Comics. We've got all the news. Yeah, exactly. It's the summer.
All right, folks. We had a great time today. We hope you did too. Look forward to seeing you again real soon, wherever you are and whatever you're doing. Keep learning, keep growing, keep having fun. And RDJ, keep saying, I am Iron Man. What are you doing?
Well, I was feeling really behind and uneducated on all the happenings in the entertainment world. So, I was trying to work out a solution, specifically around 12 p.m. Eastern Time. And, well, this is what I came to.
That's not what that means.
Oh.
But why wouldn't you just watch Midnight's Edge on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays? And on Tuesdays, on WDW Pro's channel, you got the Pro Show, and on Thursdays, you got That Park Place with Jonas and Vash.
Jonas? That guy sucks.
Well, feel free to jump in the chat and remind him of that regularly.
I won't feel free. I am free, baby. But I think you forgot something important.
What's that?
On Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, there's something really special that happens on Floral from Under a Rock.
Ah, right.
Under a Rock, where we don't simply talk about entertainment, we actually try to be the entertainment. Which, I mean, Floral, you're actually kind of dragging the show down, you know what I mean?
Well, theoretically, you and everyone else knows now what's happening at 12 Eastern Time throughout the week.
Yep. Now, just a point of clarity. You say 12 p.m. Eastern Time that the Midnight Edge will be happening. Is Tom gonna commit to being on time?
Well, that's a fair question.
Okay.